My name is Damien McKay. I'm a consultant engineer from Donegal. I have a small consultancy practice. It's operating since 2005, and it's known as DMK Architects and Engineers. Back in 2009, I was going through a stage in my business where, obviously given the nature of business we're in, it's in the construction sector, being an engineer. Business started in 2005, up until 2008, no problem getting work in, hadn't to go looking for work. It's gone through a stage after the change in the economy, the early 2009, I was sitting thinking, right, things are changing here big time. Work isn't coming through the door, and I need something to get work through the door. And that, given that I'm an engineer, that marketing and trying to sell my business was something that was just totally foreign to me. And at that stage, I was sitting at night time by myself on the computer, trying to look at different ways of trying to promote my business. How could I get the word out there and attract new business through my door? And given us the professional services, I found it even more difficult to do that. I think if it was in the retail sector, I would have found it easier, but given this professional services, I had particular difficulty with it. And I got first introduced to Paul back in early, I think it was around May time 2009, and through a training program. And basically since that, it's transformed my business, like from different aspects of the business, not just the marketing side of things, but there's just loads of benefits that I've seen from that. I was going at that time, even before I met Paul, I was working long hours trying to keep things going to 9, 10 o'clock at night time, early in the morning, and that could have been Saturdays and Sundays and everything. And through the different programs I've done since then, it's just transformed my business, and so it's progressing well from there. Before meeting or getting in contact with Paul, I was at a stage I would probably, to be realistic, I thought I was losing my business. Personally, I was demotivated. Didn't know the route I was going in, and at that stage, I needed help basically, and everything, both personally, business life, it was all a struggle. Top 3 things that I would have achieved through the program would be, obviously the first thing is marketing, generating new business. The next thing would be on time management, and probably one of the most important things that I would have gotten out of it would be the vision for my business. And because it's a thing that if you don't know what way you're going, it's very hard to get there basically. And so there would be the 3 key elements in my business. The biggest concern for me was the marketing and how to generate new business, and in particular because of professional services, but there's loads of different ways I've learned, and the things that I've learned don't cost an awful lot of money either. I suppose the other aspect as well, is the time management. At the start, I was working around the clock, and even doing that, I wasn't seeing the results in the business. And at the moment, I work less hours. I work about half the hours at the moment. I don't work weekends at all. And I can see the results coming through my business. I'm far more relaxed. I would have very little stress at all. And even with operating the 2 businesses, things are working very, very well. And it's I would say it's purely down to a combination of the techniques that Paul has taught during the whole process, through time management, through focus, keeping in line with your vision, your values. Basically, you're working smarter nowadays, not harder. At the moment, my business is totally different. The progress it's made over the last 2 years, it's been unreal. At the moment now I have 2 companies. I've diversified into another service. I'm a lot more positive on the outlook, even given the times that we're in. Even both business and personal wise, that I'm far more positive now at this stage. Results wise, my sales figures would be up, even given again the times that we're in. The sales, I think, they're up about 50% after the first year of working with Paul, and that was through a few different techniques that Paul had learned, techniques that he had given, through the value conversation, through the marketing techniques of generating new business, and just basically, and then even down to the overall business structure as well, looking at overall wastage I had within the business itself, and so through those few different aspects, like that's made a phenomenal difference to my business. Like sales have gone up, and which I was amazed by it, and I thought it couldn't be achieved given the times that we're in. Like one of the biggest concerns I had at the time before taking the program and getting help, like you're going through a process where business is tight, the work isn't coming through the door. You're looking, on one hand, you're having to spend this money, and you're thinking, right, well, that's money I can't afford at this stage. But on the other hand, then you have to look at, well, you're going to spend that money, you have to see a return on it. And like for me, it's very hard to give an indication on the figure, but I would say it's easy, like that it's tenfold easy, return on investment. That my view is, like, if you need the help, it's worthwhile go and getting the help. And Paul has certainly, that sometimes when you read the literature and the sales pitches and stuff like that, you start wondering, yeah, it's too good to be true, but it's true. For people who are concerned about spending money and developing their business and working with Paul, I would highly recommend that they take that route. I've found, even from the very first telephone call I had with Paul, at that stage now, I was, I wouldn't say I was in a panic situation, but I was pretty stressed. And even coming off the telephone call, was a very calm approach taken to it. I felt relaxed, and I felt, yeah, this it was in a safe pair of hands here. This guy can't help me, you know. And as regards, like, there was no way pushing his business on me. He fully understood what my concerns were, and I felt totally comfortable working with Paul, without a doubt, you know. And there was no hesitation, like that. Understandably, for businesses these days, they're watching every penny at the moment, but I have no hesitation in pursuing that route or recommending Paul. Definitely is for the fee that he charges and for the return you get in your business. There's no comparison between both. I would say shortly after working with Paul, I seen results happening very soon. I would say within 3 months. One of the very first things that as part of the program with Paul was setting my vision and setting what the process of how I was going to achieve my vision. And I found before that roadmap wasn't there, and it was kind of all over the place, basically. And that helped me keep focused on a goal. And very quickly, very soon after starting the training program, I've seen results very quickly. Even on my website too beforehand, my website was getting, there was no return on investment in the website at all. They were getting some traffic to it, but we were getting no business. Even the traffic to it now was limited. And at this stage now, all my business, I would say about 99% of my business is through my website. And that was just purely by the key things that Paul had taught me, and even the layout of the website, the wording to use, and like people use a lot of money there on Google campaigns to get their websites up, and using sponsored links to get them high up on Google and stuff. that on my website at the moment, I'm on the first page, and that's purely by the information that Paul had given me, the advice on layouts, the advice on the word to use, and the words to use, and it's made a huge difference to it, you know. So those couple of wee things at the very start, I've just seen a turnaround. It's more or less instant, you know. At the start, I would have been like sitting on Google at night time and basically Googling business consultants or mentors and stuff like that. And Paul's website came up fairly high in Google, and when I looked at it, I thought at the time, no, that this is too good to be true. But at the same time, he was hitting every aspect of pain that I was experiencing at the time. And at that stage, I was a bit hesitant, and it took me a few times going back and forth thinking about it, probably for a few weeks thinking about it, before I actually picked up the phone and spoke to Paul about my concerns. And from that point on, from the telephone call and that hesitation went, I knew exactly that he was the person for me, and that I had no hesitation in recommending him to anybody else. I have 100% faith that, you know, that he could help any business going forward, no matter what pain they're going through, because my business, like as I say, is in the construction sector. We're being hit big time at the moment, and I'll be very, very positive about the future, and that's purely from the help I'm getting from Paul. And the overall service, the overall package, I thought that there was a lot more given than what I was expecting, and that's even through resources, through the website, meeting other people on the mastermind programs, getting the benefits from that. Paul doesn't hesitate in giving the information out. It's not about the money, and I think that was like a key element for me. Like that, he was quite willing just to give you all the information you need to move your business forward, and he didn't shy away from that. He wasn't as I say, it wasn't about the money, and as a complete package through working with Paul directly and then working with the other people and then the programs and as well, like the access to all that, the information that you're given is it's just unreal, and like to have the access to that material there for about 12 months, whatever length of time the program are, it just rockets your business, you know. And so from that point of view, like I've worked with mentors before, and definitely it's a totally different experience. To be honest, I feel very comfortable working with Paul. He fully understands my concerns. He fully understands my business, but not just my business as well, but both like my business and my personal life. He knows exactly where I'm coming from, where I want to go, and that like I have no hesitation in talking to Paul about anything. I would trust him 100%, and I have a complete confidence in him, and he would just be the safe pair of hands from a business consultant point of view. And even I work solely in my business, and that I haven't got the advantage of a partner or another director in the company to talk to about things, and I can feel I can just pick up the phone to Paul, and if I've got any issues, I get an answer straight away, and I can move forward very quickly, and that whole service is totally invaluable.